Good morning students. This is 12th standard botany video class, video 14. In this video, we are going to continue the lesson chromosomal basis of inheritance. Dear students, in the previous video class, we have seen Arabidopsis telomere sequences and also plant lac telomere clock. Then the special mechanism taken place after the replication of chromosomal ends, the energetic activities of DNA replication, then experimental evidences of DNA replication, that is Taylor's experiment, and also we have started protein synthesis process in plants. Today, in this video, we are going to see the transcription process of protein synthesis. Dear students, protein synthesis in plants, which has taken place in two steps, transcription and translation. Dear students, steps involved in transcription and steps involved in translation are very important 5-mark question. So before entering into the topic, we have to recall the subjects we have seen in the previous video. This is the plant cell, which is made up of cell wall. Inner to the cell wall, they are having the plasma membrane or cell membrane, which encloses the protoplasm. Protoplasm, which is divided into two regions. One is the nucleus, another one is the cytoplasm. The nucleus, which contains chromatin reticulum, that is chromosome, having the genetic material is DNA. The DNA is a double-stranded helix, 5-strand and 3-strand. So one of the process of protein synthesis, that is transcription, is taken place in the double-stranded DNA helix. Then after that, the process of transcription are transported through nuclear pore. That means a minute openings which is present in the nuclear membrane is known as nuclear pore. Through the nuclear pore, the end product of transcriptions are enter into the cytoplasm. The cytoplasm, which are containing protein synthesis organ, is known as ribosome. This ribosome, which is attached to the outer membrane of the nucleus, and some of the ribosome which is spread over in the cytoplasmic region. This ribosome are contain two units, that is Silverberg units. One is the 50S and 30S. That is the 80S ribosome, which is seen in the eukaryotic cell. The large unit of the ribosome is known as 50S and the small unit is the 30S. Both the units are binded together with mRNA strand. Then the end product of transcription, which is released through the nuclear pore, which is combined or attached to the mRNA strand with the ribosome. In this ribosomal region only, the another step of protein synthesis is taken place, that is translation. So the translation is taken place by the producing of coding sequence. That means the nitrogenous base pairs are arranged in a different manner, which are forming the sequence is known as coding sequence. So this is the two process of protein synthesis taken place in nucleus and ribosomal region of cytoplasm. Dear students, now we are going to see the different stages of transcription. The 2-mark question, what is transcription? The transcription is the process in which one strand of DNA It is made up of double stranded, isn't it? One strand which are act as a template, that means precursor to generate the mRNA with the basis of complementary to the template strand. That means the mRNA is also producing the nitrogenous base pair. So the base pair which is complementary with the DNA base pair of template region, a template strand. That process is called transcription. It is the process in which one strand of DNA is act as a template to generate mRNA with the nitrogenous bases which is complementary to the template strand of DNA. So this transcription process is catalyzed by the enzyme is called RNA polymerase. This is a 1 mark question. DNA transcription, protein synthesis transcription process is catalyzed by the enzyme named dash, that is DNA polymerases. Dear students, transcription and processing of RNA taken place in the nucleus. I showed in the diagram and also explained. Whereas the translation occur in the ribosomes found in the cytoplasm. This is also important 1 mark question. The processing of RNA and the transcription. So what is the processing of RNA? The one strand of the DNA which act as a template which generate mRNA strand with the bases complementary with the template strand, isn't it? So that is the processing of RNA, and also transcription. It takes place in the nucleus. And the translation process is taken place in the cytoplasmic ribosome. In eukaryotic cell, the mRNA molecules are monocistronic. So monocistronic means they are carrying only one protein derived from each mRNA. So that the eukaryotic mRNA is known as monocistronic. They are carrying only one type of protein. That's why mRNA strands are named as monocistronic molecules. Dear students, first the transcription is start with unwinding of DNA double helix. That means double-stranded DNA. It's look like in the form of coiled structure. By using the enzyme helicase, we have seen in the DNA replication, the two coiled nature of DNA strands are separated by breaking the hydrogen bonds present between the nitrogenous bases. That process is called transcription. So the first step is start with unwinding of DNA double helix by the enzyme helicase. The hydrogen bonds are broken at the site of gene being transcribed, that is the DNA which are containing the genetic material known as gene. Which gene is going to be transcribed? That site of the hydrogen bond only broken, and the DNA strands are unwinding. So the newly formed two strand is there. We are going to give the name for that two separated, unwinding separated strand. Template strand, non-coding strand, and antisense strand. Dear students, DNA double-stranded helix having two strand. One is 3 strand, another one is the 5 strand. The strand of DNA which is oriented in 3 to 5. Kindly note it down. 3 to 5 strand direction that serves as a basic one, that is template zone for the synthesis of mRNA. That strand is called a template strand. 3 to 5 strand. Another strand is, what is that one? 5 to 3 strand. Okay. So, the 3 to 5 strand which are synthesizing mRNA, which is act as a template, and this strand is known as template strand or non-coding strand or antisense strand are the other name. Next one, the other strand of DNA which is not transcribed, that means they are not producing mRNA sequence, isn't it? So that is said to be not transcribed, and it is called coding strand or non-template strand or sense strand. Dear students, have you all understood the difference between non-coding strand, that is template strand, and non-template strand? After the unwinding of DNA double-stranded helix, they are produced 2 strand. One of the strand is 3 to 5 strand, which is act as a template to produce mRNA strand, is going to be transcribed. This strand is known as template strand or non-coding or antisense strand. Another one, the other strand of DNA which is not going to be transcribed, they are known as coding strand, non-template or sense strand. Dear students, the specific sequence of DNA nucleotides are called promoter, is necessary for transcription to take place. Dear students, the DNA which is made up of many nucleotide sequence, so that it is named as polynucleotide sequence. In that different polynucleotide sequence, they are selecting the specific sequence for transcription process. That nucleotides are named as promoters. What is that one? That nucleotide sequences are promoters. So, in the transcription is not taken place in all the nucleotide sequence. They are selecting a specific sequence for transcription process. Those nucleotides are named as promoters. These promoters consist of startup box and transcription start site where transcription begins. So these promoter nucleotides are having 2 regions. One is startup box, another one is the transcription start site. Dear students, the termination sequences are the DNA sequences which tells when the RNA polymerase should stop producing RNA molecules. So this is the another important steps which has taken place in transcription. That is, the DNA which are having the sequences region is known as termination, which gives the information when the RNA polymerase should stop the producing RNA molecule. So, we have seen promoter and termination sequences. What is the promoter? It is a specific sequence of DNA nucleotide, consists of 2 sites. One is startup box, another one is the transcription start site where the transcription begins. Another one, termination. Termination means to remove or stop. That is said to be termination sequence in the DNA, which gives the information when the RNA polymerase should stop producing RNA molecule. Now, we are going to see the three features of promoter in eukaryotic cell, that is structural gene. Eukaryotic structural gene promoters contains three features. One is regulatory elements, Tata box, you already know that one, and a transcriptional start site. These two are, we already know that one. But in the eukaryotic cell, containing one more feature is known as regulatory elements. Dear students, the transcription start site contained about 25 base pair upstream. That means in the transcription start site, it consists of how many base pair? That means nitrogenous base pair. 25 base pair. The sequence is TA, TAA, T. So that's why they are known as Tata or Hogness box. So the sequence of transcriptional start site contains 25 base pair. The sequence is in the form of TA, TA and AT, so that they are known as Tata or Hogness box, which is present in the core promoter. Another one, general transcriptional factors are the proteins which recognize the base sequence of DNA and control transcription. So, the eukaryotic promoter contains three features: regulatory elements, Tata box, and a transcriptional start site. The transcriptional start site, which contains 25 base pair. The sequences are TA, TA and AT. That's why it is known as Tata or Hogness box, which is present in the core promoter. Another one is the general transcriptional factor. Dear students, the general transcriptor factors are the protein contents which recognize the base sequences of DNA and also controls the transcription. So this is the another factors which is present in eukaryotic structural gene, that is general transcriptional factors. They are the proteins. They recognize the nitrogenous base pair sequences of DNA and also controls the transcription. Some of the transcriptional factors are directly binded to the promoters. So that's why they are given separately general transcriptional factors. Most probably they are attached to the promoters only. But their function is to recognize the base sequences of DNA because they are the protein substances and also control the transcription. Some transcription factors recognize the regulatory elements. What is the regulatory elements? It is one of the feature of promoter and bind to them to increase the rate of transcription. So, the transcription factors are recognize the regulatory elements and they are joined together and increase the rate of transpiration. Some of the transcription factors are inhibit transcription. That means what is that one? To stop the transcription process. So these are all the advantage and disadvantage of general transcriptional factors. They are act as a recognize the base sequences of DNA and controls transcription. Some transcriptionists are bind to the promoters. Some transcription factors are recognize the regulatory elements and bind to them and increase the rate of transcription. Some of them which inhibits the transcription. Now, If you are going to start the transcription process, the regulatory elements are helps to the RNA polymerase to recognize the core promoter. What is that one? First we are going to start the process of transcription. Which one is going to be act? The regulatory elements which is present in the promoter help the RNA polymerase to recognize the core promoter for transcriptional process. These regulatory elements are divided into two categories. One is enhancer sequences. Another one is the silencer sequences. Enhancer sequences are DNA sequences which help to influence the transcription. That means what is that one? They are ready to activate the transcriptional process. Another one, silencer sequence. They are also DNA sequences to stop or inhibit the transcription or decrease the rate of transcription. So these are all the two categories of regulatory elements. Even though this regulatory elements is the process, starting process of the transcriptional process, which helps the RNA polymerase to synthesize or recognize core promoter, divided into two, enhancer and silence. Enhancer means they are promoting the transcriptional process. Another one, silencer, means they are stop the transcription process or decrease the transcription process. Dear students, the another sequence is also there. There is consensus sequence. This is an ideal sequence which each position represents the base which is found most often. That means this is the sequence. With the help of this DNA sequence, we can able to identify the position of bases which are repeatedly located or often responsible for transcription process is identified by the DNA sequence is known as consensus sequence. So these are all the three types of general transcription, three features of regulatory elements. Then next, in addition to general transcription factor, RNA polymerase II is another enzyme which is act as a mediator responsible for transcription process. So apart from general transcription factor, another enzyme is known as RNA polymerase II, that is so short form POL2, act as a mediator which is required for transcription process. The interaction between RNA polymerase II and regulatory elements 2 or regulatory transcription factor bind to enhance or silences or mediated by a mediator. So these are all the two factors. One is RNA polymerase II and regulatory transcription factor. Both of them bind together. They are initiate the transcription process or stop the transcription process, that is mediated by the mediator. What is the mediator? RNA polymerase II. This RNA polymerases cannot bind directly to the DNA. First, it is bind to the transcription factor. What is the transcription factor? General transcription factor, which is recognize the promoter sequence which helps to find the protein coding region of DNA. Then only the RNA polymerase with the promoter sequence will transcribe the gene. The transcription factors play an important role in guiding RNA polymerases to the promoter sequence. So first RNA polymerase, which is identify the promoter sequence for transcribe the gene. So the transcription factors are play an important role in guiding the RNA polymerases to the promoter sequence. These RNA polymerases are bind the RNA nucleotides. This is the complementary base pair which are forming the mRNA sequence, isn't it? That's why they are given here. RNA polymerases bind RNA nucleotides together, forming a growing strand in the 5-strand to 3-strand direction. So the newly formed growing strand is 5-strand to 3-strand direction, that is coding strand or non-template strand or sense strand. The transcription occur in this strand direction only. This RNA polymerase catalyzes the addition of nucleotide sequences at the 3 end of the growing chain of RNA. So this is the advantages of RNA polymerases, which is act as a mediator required for transcription process. In eukaryotes, 3 different RNA polymerases are called RNA polymerases 1, 2 and 3. First one, the enzyme RNA polymerase 1, which synthesizes large ribosome RNAs except 5S or RNA. Then RNA polymerase 2, precursors of mRNA. Then RNA polymerase 3, tRNAs, 5S ribosomal RNA and small nuclear RNAs. So these are all the 3 types of RNA polymerases which is responsible for mediator of transcription process. Dear students, up to this I conclude my video. Remaining, we will continue in the next video class. God bless you. All the best, children.